Hello there, this is Nelson here to present to you the development of HappyGo Fishing. It's been a few weeks since my last development update, and the reason is that every time I kind of open this game, I see more things that I can improve on. I mean, that's not restricted to just this game, but I tend to be a bit of a perfectionist, so this development update is kind of going to be an ad-lib attempt to try and show you what's going on in the game. Anyway, we'll get straight onto it. There's been a few more features in, and the first one I want to show is the new casting mechanism. No longer do you just tap into the water, but it's going to be based on a kind of swipe mechanism. So I'm going to swipe across the screen, like that. And you can see there that I've successfully casted my rod. Now I'm going to reel in this fish when it bites, just like that. And you can see that I've added a few more theatrics to catching a fish. And we've caught ourselves a guppy. Now the next thing I wanted to show was the NPCs that I've built into the game. The first one you can see there is the tent, which is part of the energy and day and night cycle. As you can see next to our character, we've got less energy because we've just casted our line into the water. But I'm going to talk to some NPCs now and just give you a feel of the dialogue mechanism. Here's the guy that's going to give us our quests. There we go. Can't complete it yet because we haven't caught a carp. And I'll just swing through some of the dialogue here. Feel free to go back and pause the video, but this is very likely to change as the game develops, so don't feel like you're missing out on anything. Right, the next feature I wanted to show was you can see in the top left corner, there's a time mechanism similar to the Harvest Moon games, and the time advances, and at midnight, there's kind of like a forced sleep cycle where you return to town next to your tent. And at about 6 o'clock, which is coming up now, the sun goes down and it gets a bit darker, just like that. And during the night cycle, there are more fish that come out. So to kind of encourage the player to get out there in the evening and catch as many fish in the time period there. And again, these are all likely to change as the game develops. Right. As well as that, there's now a man here who's going to show us our fish encyclopedia. This is kind of a completion achievement where we can see all of the fish that are currently in the game, as well as the level required to be able to see them. And there's kind of a completion indicator at the top of the window there, with the total caught, 1 of 17. Now, I want to keep this short, unless there are more questions that pop up. There's the option to talk to the merchant up here, who will allow us to buy and sell goods. So we can sell the guppy that we caught for 150, or we can talk to her again and buy baits. Bam, bam. Now let's go over to one of the new maps, which is currently on the side of the screen. You just go there and you can see the new screen pop into view. This is kind of just like a different tile map that I built, just to prototype this idea of moving between maps and transitioning. But I can equip the small bait just by going to my inventory down there, and this should really increase. Well, that had to happen, didn't it? Went through the sleep cycle, and now I'm back in town. Again, this is in prototyping, in development, so let's put in a bait into the water and try and catch a fish. Now, the fish got scared away by the casting, but it's coming back in because of the bait, and it will latch on just like that. Right, so there's not much more I wanted to show in this round of the in the game, but yeah, again, that's where it is at the moment. I'd like to get some feedback as with the last round, and I really look forward to what you have to say. I'm really excited to develop this game because this is kind of the best part of Pokemon and Harvest Moon, which is what I'm basing this game on. What I do have in mind for further development is to kind of gamify the fish court, so it's not just a means of making money by selling and buying baits, selling fish and buying baits and catching more, but to kind of have each fish that you catch have its own attributes and to kind of put those to use in some way. Anyway, that's the direction that I'm looking towards. I'd much rather if you put in your own input and kind of give me feedback on where you would like this game to go, because I'm open to iterating this game quite rapidly, and I'd like to do that in conjunction with people who want to play this game. So please put your comments below, and I look forward to hearing what you have. I'll catch you again next time. Bye now.